Hey everybody, another episode of On the Paint Table is my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So I took a break from robots and science fiction this week to paint up some dungeon stuff. I'm back into dungeons, specifically painting up my friend Mark from Schooner Labs' really cool Catacombs of Corral terrain, as well as my friend Sean from Metal King Studios' incredibly cool, I guess they're like cave trolley weird degenerates. They're called the Ogsul, the clans of Ogsul, for the dungeon minions, as well as some weird Eyes of Ogoroth and all kinds of demonic stuff. So I could play through my friend Malev's great expansion of Relic Blade, the Catacombs of Corral. I also got some base coats down for some Weird Hollow, so I can play some Warhammer Underworlds. The new box set went up for pre-order today. I want to give the two new warbands a try, as well as some skinks, so I could finish off the Warhammer Warcry campaign that I'm playing with Mike this weekend. So busy weekend, lots of stuff on the go. Let's see what I got done and what's coming up. Here's the done pile, the Catacombs of Corral, and the Ogsul faction expansion set, as well as some Eyes of Ogoroth from Metal King Studios. So starting with the paint on the terrain sets, these are all sort of like rearrangeable so that you can reconfigure it for all the different rooms you could possibly encounter in Catacombs of Corral. And you can see my GMG review of this rulebook today as well. I first started by rattle can undercutting them, first with Rust-Oleum Satin Nutmeg, and then Granite, I think it is, satin over top of it. I dry brushed it all with a little bit of Ulthuan Gray just on the edges, and then used my airbrush to do a little bit of raw umber India ink and green India ink, dark green India ink, just to kind of like zhuzh it up. Sterling Battlemire splotches and some huge minis and Army Painter grass tufts later, and it was all done. It's nice and simple and will like give me dungeon adventures for years. It all packs up into a cool little like scrapbooking tote I grabbed from Michaels because I wanted to actually glue it together. Although if you use this set as it comes from Schooner Labs, it comes in a handy little box that you can break the whole thing down into as well. And it comes pre-colored. You'll be able to see that on my Widget Wonders tomorrow. But the actual clan of Ogsul themselves were also airbrushed. Some browns and reds. I did all of the metallics and then went through and did their very cool big, like almost Jim Henson-y faces, picking out the details, blending up that metallic with a bit of Bugman's Glow. I gave them some weird green eyes and weird tongues. I used scale 75 black metal with some Nuln Oil gloss, and then I think it's a scale 75 heavy metal to pick out the highlights. And these were all done with, I believe it's Imperial Hobbies turquoise, and then blended up to a bit of like Ulthuan Gray mixed into it. I put over top of all of the hair bits some Black Templar contrast paint, and then the tails were all done with Xandri Dust blended up through Screaming Skull. So nice simple paint jobs on these guys. Imperial Hobbies dark green with yellow mixed in for the base tones, and my airbrush for these like weird glowing eyes, and then just the eyes were just hand painted yellows and oranges to give them that kind of glowing eye of Sauron in the middle. These little train bits just for my collection. These are just Pegasus Hobbies guys, and that's an old Warhammer barrel. So they don't come with a train set. I figured I'd clarify that. Then I painted some skinks. These are just to match my Hunters of Huan Shi. I didn't have any additional Hunters of Huan Shi, but I had skinks lying around. So I made myself a couple of extra skink models. I could use them variously as, I could use this guy as the, the Huan Shi's Claw if I wanted, or just an additional like melee skink. And then this guy is either a blowpipe skink or a melee skink, depending upon how I want to expand it. I did find a glowing pool in our campaign, so I needed a couple extra models to round out my collection of skinks. Little Saurus Champion, I thought maybe about using him as an ally, but then I ran out of impetus to paint him. I don't think I'm gonna have like time in the campaign before it ends to actually be able to like find him. And then I got my airbrushing done on the Weird Hollow box set, so various golds and red browns, as well as some brown for the bases for the Stormcast, and then the Tzeentch Nephilims like weirdo group I did with some purples and blues, and then reds and yellows on the flames and stuff. So this just saves me some time getting all the base coats down, and I'll go through and pick out the details later. That's just actually the Stormcast air paint, I believe, for the armor, and then Vallejo red, hull red, I think, for the capes, just to get them started. And then, of course, these are Imperial Hobbies dark blue. I think it's like a midnight blue. They're reds and yellows for the flames and stuff. So there we go. After busy weeks of traveling and doing other stuff and doing tons of sci-fi, Infinity, and BattleTech and stuff, it was nice to do some dungeon adventures. I do love Relic Blade, and getting to play through Malev's Catacombs of Corral really did feel like this was kind of like almost an inspiration for Demon Ship, like the room by room encounters and the setup and stuff like that. You can see him forming his ideas for Demon Ship in this adventure, which I think is really cool. So I would encourage you to give it a check out. You can see the book review today and see if it's for you. And if you have a Relic Blade collection, you're probably halfway there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you for more on the paint table. See what I get done next week. Till then, I'm Ash. Outbreak Gaming. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.